The 2020s are set to be an exciting time for space exploration and the growth of the commercial space industry. With renewed interest in crewed missions beyond low Earth orbit, the emergence of private space companies, and new technologies enabling greater access to space, the coming decade could see profound advances in humanity's expansion into the cosmos. Crewed exploration beyond Earth orbit. A major focus over the next 10 years will be sending humans back to the Moon, and eventually other destinations like Mars. NASA's Artemis program aims to land the first woman and next man on the lunar surface by 2024. Using the new powerful Space Launch System rocket and Orion crew capsule, astronauts will dock with the planned Lunar Gateway, a small spaceship orbiting the Moon, and transfer to a lunar lander for sorties to the surface. Multiple commercial teams are developing landers for Artemis. SpaceX is working on Starship, a fully reusable rocket and spacecraft system designed for lunar missions. Blue Origin and Dynetics also have NASA contracts for crewed lunar landers. Successfully returning humans to the Moon would spur the development of a lunar base and be a proving ground for the technologies needed to send people to Mars in the 2030s. The Moon provides an ideal location to test deep space technologies like spacecraft life support systems, lunar construction techniques, solar electric propulsion, and the use of lunar resources for fuel, water, and other materials. Lessons learned on and around the Moon will enable more ambitious human exploration of Mars and other destinations like asteroids. Rise of commercial space. The 2020s will see private space companies take on greater roles and more ambitious projects. As the commercialization of space continues, firms like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic are building new rockets and spacecraft. SpaceX's Starship could have the size and capability to enable large-scale projects like space tourism, satellite mega-constellations providing global broadband coverage, and bases on the Moon and Mars. Private space stations are also coming. Axiom Space is working to build the world's first commercial space station module to attach to the ISS by 2024. Later in the decade, Axiom and other companies plan to launch fully private orbital outposts to replace the aging ISS as a destination for microgravity research, space manufacturing, and space tourism. On Earth, the small satellite revolution will accelerate. Companies like Planet, Spire, and ICE are providing constellations of CubeSats for Earth observation and communications. The low cost to build and launch CubeSats is enabling innovative new uses like tracking ships at sea or monitoring crop health. Private orbital outposts could serve as service stations to extend CubeSat lifetimes. As launches become more frequent, private spaceports will grow too. SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic have private launch and landing facilities for their rockets and spaceplanes. Other companies are developing small launch vehicles tailored for dedicated CubeSat and small satellite missions. The United Kingdom, Brazil, and other nations are building commercial spaceports to serve emerging small launch needs. New technologies and discoveries. Key technologies maturing in the 2020s will enable exciting new space capabilities. Reusable rockets like SpaceX's Falcon 9 and future launch systems will lower costs. On-orbit servicing spacecraft being developed by companies like Orbital ATK may enable robotic repair, refueling, and upgrading of satellites. This could significantly extend the useful lives of costly satellites and spacecraft. Advanced ion propulsion systems like NASA's NEXT system will allow for more efficient in-space transportation. Solar electric spacecraft using ion drives could ferry cargo to the Moon, Mars, and other destinations faster and with less propellant. This might enable larger exploration missions and space stations. In situ resource utilization will be critical for sustained exploration and settlement. This means using local space resources from the Moon, asteroids, or Mars for fuel, water and life support, instead of launching everything from Earth. Lunar prospecting missions in the 2020s will locate deposits of water ice near the poles. Spacecraft and landers will demonstrate extracting and converting it to oxygen and hydrogen. Discovering life beyond Earth is also a possibility this decade, as we explore more of the solar system. NASA and ESA are planning Mars sample return missions to bring back small amounts of Martian rock and soil to extensively test on Earth for signs of ancient microbial life. The ocean worlds Europa and Enceladus are other key targets in the search for extant extraterrestrial life. A decade of progress. The 2020s look set to build dramatically on recent space achievements. The future of space exploration depends on vital early steps being taken this decade. Developing the technologies and techniques needed for living and working for extended periods beyond Earth is crucial if we are to become an interplanetary species. What seems like science fiction today could well become reality in space over the next 10 years. Subscribe.